Welcome to the Cinematic Attic YouTube channel. I'm Mike. How are you? This is the channel where we love all movies, all genres, all formats of physical media. So if that's okay with you, welcome. So another monster haul this time, incorporating Kino sale, Target's buy two get one sale, and a bunch of other things. A lot of VHS upgrading as I'm still trying to do that, and I'll be doing that for a long time, just trying to replace all of the VHS that are still in my collection with discs if they're available. But let's get started. First of all, show a few things that I got for my birthday, things from my girlfriend who picked some things off of my Amazon wish list and got for me the Scream Factory disc of Rasputin the Mad Monk, a Hammer film I did not have. So another one for me to watch. And this month of October, as I'm recording this anyway, and hopefully as I'm posting this, watching lots of horror movie, watching some Hammer films. So always looking to watch more Hammer. And she also got me two Warner Archive discs. Angels with Dirty Faces, James Cagney, Pat O'Brien. This one specifically to upgrade a VHS. And same thing with this one, Gold Diggers of 1933, upgrading VHS. Let's start with some Kino. Not some of the stuff I got during the sale, but other items I got since the last video. I was trying to get some Hitchcock films on disc that I had on VHS. This one, I think I got on eBay, Paradigm case, just the DVD from Kino, to replace this VHS. We'll see some more Hitchcock upgrading later. I got this Sylvia Sidney double feature of pre-code movies, Confessions of a Co-ed and Ladies of the Big House. I am a fan of Sylvia Sidney, and I'm a big fan of pre-code 1930s films, so no brainer on that one. Repossessed. Linda Blair, Leslie Nielsen. Still haven't watched this movie, even though I've had this VHS that I'm replacing for a long time. But upgraded that. Got the double feature. This is a newer release of Smoke and Blue in the Face, specifically to upgrade this VHS of the second film, but I didn't even know, having this VHS, that it was a sequel to Smoke, so getting both of them was an easy choice. I was watching some Cecil B. DeMille films, and I was watching specifically his films with Claudette Colbert. I watched Sign of the Cross, and then I followed it up with what I think was his next film. I bought and watched Four Frightened People. And Claudette in this movie, well worth watching. But yeah, this was a fun, short 78-minute People Lost in the Jungle movie. But it was kind of fun. From Kino Cult, I got Late Night Mysteries Dan Curtis collection. This one I was really excited about because it had 4 mini movies of ABC's Wide World of Mystery, and I've seen 2 or 3 of them already, and one of them, Nightmare at 43 Hillcrest, I think it was a Discovery, whatever year that I first watched that. So I was thrilled to see that these obscurities that I was lucky to find on YouTube in the past are now on Blu-ray. And there's another couple Dan Curtis releases that I'm going to get. I'm really happy they're putting this stuff out. But as far as Kino goes, the biggest release, the biggest news, the biggest event of the year for me so far, well, it's almost over. They put out Night of the Juggler. If you've been watching this channel, you know that this was one of my favorite watches of whatever year I first watched this. And all I had was the VHS because that's all that I could have. Now, Blu-ray. There is a 4K. I just got the Blu-ray. But so unbelievably thrilled that this is out. And this VHS can now go elsewhere. But yeah, this, and if you haven't seen this movie, if I haven't sold it in the past, if you haven't watched my videos in the past, this movie is great. And if you like the late 70s New York City griminess, this is a good movie for you. So yes, that one just absolutely made my year. So yeah, Night of the Juggler. And being that it is October for Halloween, I was really into watching and reading and whatever else horror anthologies. And so I just went ahead and picked up the whole series of Creepshow, season 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, because I wanted to get into it. And I've watched a couple episodes, really enjoyed them so far. And yeah, just wanted to go ahead and put those in the collection and watch them for scary time. This next one is a Synapse release. I saw on someone's YouTube video that it was really cheap on Amazon. I figured, well, if I'm going to get it eventually, I might as well get it now while it's cheap. This collection, 4 films. Haven't seen these, so I'll be in for a treat. And one thing that I wanted to add to my, well, I've wanted to add to my collection for a long time and just never have. Finally did it, and I've still never watched any of these. Faces of Death collection. This has volumes 1 through 4. This is one of those films, at least the first one, that was one of those VHS tapes that all the people in my generation would rent for, you know, their little parties getting together to watch, you know, crazy things. But yet, I never got around to it. But here I got this collection, 1 through 4, also comes with the worst of Faces of Death. Now, public service announcement to anyone who went after this edition or who was thinking of it. It also says on the back and in the advertising that it includes Faces of Death Fact or Fiction. It does not. And that's because from my research, the disc of the first film is the 30th anniversary edition, which did not include the Fact or Fiction documentary, whereas the old disc did. So what I did then, because I did not want to not have the complete collection, at least complete as was supposed to be on here, I went ahead and ordered this older DVD edition of Faces of Death that does include that. This is the disc that they thought they put in the set, but they did not. So I now have everything that I should have for that collection. From Scream Factory, no, I'm wrong. Full Moon. The cover looked like it was Scream Factory. I got Stuart Gordon's Castle Freak, specifically to upgrade VHS. Now this one is from Scream Factory. This was, I believe, one of their limited releases. I didn't get it at the time, but I did want to get it. So I had to pay a little extra to get it. But I wanted to add to my collection this 1958 science fiction film, The Brain Eaters, which I've seen and I enjoyed. Has an appearance by Leonard Nimoy. But just an old sci-fi film that I really wanted to have in my collection. I really enjoy that cover. Just wanted to put it in my collection, so picked it up. And from MVD Rewind, this looked interesting. Have not seen it. Terminus. Looked like something that I would probably enjoy. Set in the future. 2037, which is a lot closer now than whenever this was made. Vinegar Syndrome. This, I believe, is from last month. I don't think it could be 2 months worth. I don't know. But I got Bloodstained Italy, 3-movie collection of Italian horror, maybe giallo type bloodstained movies. Always enjoy Italian cinema. I got 4K of Resurrected because I needed to upgrade this. I debated, should I get this? Do I need to get this? I figured I might as well get this. I got the Vice Academy 1 through 6 collection. I figure if they're collecting all 6 movies in one package, and it's a VSA, so it could go out of print, might as well pick it up. Have the complete collection in one go. From some partner labels, Saturn's Core, some shot-on-video fun with Bloody Creek. Love shot-on-video stuff. I believe this is a Wave Productions film. Yeah, those are always fun. So, Bloody Creek. And from AGFA, the Black Panther of Shaolin and the Black Six. I got this because I believe the second feature I had on a DVD that was only full screen. So this actually gave me a better copy of Black Six. Let's see. Scream Factory. Picked up Body Bags. As I said, I was into horror anthologies. This is one I've seen but never owned. I thought I did. So I fixed that problem. So picked that up. I know the new big release of Sleepless is out there, but I didn't want to pay that much. But I did want to upgrade my VHS, so I just went after the old Scorpion Blu-ray. It's good enough for me. Some Dario Argento. Also from Scorpion, DEFCON 4. A post-apocalyptic science fiction film that I've seen before on this VHS. which will now go away. Just looking for horror anthologies. I saw this one pop up with someone on YouTube. It was a decent price. I just went ahead and grabbed Grave Images. It's a lower budget film, but it does say copyright 1991, so it's at least a little bit older. I'll give it a shot. Okay, so we're getting into some Warner Archive editions here. This Blu-ray of The Enchanted Cottage I picked up to upgrade VHS. Okay, here's some more Hitchcock. Stage Fright, upgrading VHS. The Wrong Man. I've seen this movie. It's devastatingly frightening. To be arrested for a crime you didn't commit and have it ruin your life. Upgrading VHS. A horrible looking cut box. I saw this pre-code release from Warner Archive that I didn't know existed, and so I had to have it. It's a pre-code double feature of Dorothy McHale films, Bright Lights and The Reckless Hour. Pretty much if something's a pre-code, I'll pick it up. Another pre-code double feature featuring The Crash and Registered Nurse. Didn't know this one existed either. Had to grab it. And a pre-code, another Dorothy McHale film, Safe in Hell. These next two I think I must have gotten in a lot just to get maybe one of these upcoming films. But I got Suicide Fleet. And this one actually has Bill Boyd. Hopalong Cassidy. So that was well worth it. And Marie, A True Story with Sissy Spacek. Those might have come with this one, I'm not sure. But I got Mike's Murder specifically on purpose to upgrade this VHS. Horrible cut box. It doesn't even have a back. Green Mansions, a film that I didn't realize was, first of all, I didn't realize was Audrey Hepburn and Anthony Perkins, but I didn't realize that this is the book where the 70s short-lived DC comic Rima the Jungle Girl originated. There's an obscure reference for any comic fans out there. So I had to grab this so I could watch it and see the adaptation of the novel into film. And frankly, really curious to see Audrey Hepburn play a jungle girl. But I haven't watched it yet, but looking forward to it. A film noir double feature that I didn't realize Warner Archive had put out that actually contained two movies that I didn't already own. This double feature of Homicide in the House Across the Street. So next month is Noirvember, so hey. This is one I took a chance on because this one is not labeled on the front as a Warner Archive. So all the listings I found on eBay, some of them said Warner Archive, but they didn't have anything more than a stock photo. But they kept saying, oh, it's widescreen, it's widescreen. So I took a chance because, well, if there is no widescreen, then I'm just upgrading the VHS anyway. This VHS of Alaska I replaced with this Warner Archive DVD that is widescreen. You can see it is a Warner Archive, even though it doesn't say so on the front. And I did get a widescreen copy. That made me happy. Doesn't take much. This adaptation of Heart of Darkness, Joseph Conrad's story that Apocalypse Now was based on. This one was produced for TNT, actually directed by Nicholas Roeg, and you can see it stars Tim Roth and John Malkovich. I remember in college, I was an English major, and I was writing a paper on Heart of Darkness. And this movie actually, its interpretation of the story helped support my argument in my paper. I just remember that. So I cited this movie in my paper. Anyway, yeah, I enjoy that story a lot. And this is a good adaptation that is more straight to the book. And, you know, Apocalypse Now was obviously a much grander enterprise based on the story, but this kind of just sticks to it. And I got that to upgrade this VHS that I've had since college. So then from TerrorVision, and I have quite a few items on the way from TerrorVision, but this is the one that has reached me. I went ahead and picked up the Lost in the 80s, the Joe Zazzo collection of 4 films, 4 very low budget, probably shot on video films. I haven't watched any yet. But at least 2 of them are horror anthologies, I believe. So I'm really looking forward to watching these, actually. Some very low budget stuff made by a very young person. Some newer releases to throw in here. I did get the 4K of Fantastic Four First Steps, a fantastic movie. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Not that it's, you know, gotten a horrible reaction. People generally like it. This is excellent. So, yeah, got the 4K. Also picked up 4K of the final Mission Impossible movie, The Final Reckoning. I own all the rest, so I figured I'd just pick this up and watch it that way. And I did. And it was a good ending to the franchise, at least as we're supposed to believe it is. And I got Weapons. And I'm very eager to watch this. The director's last film, Barbarian, was one of my favorites of, I think, last year when I watched it. So very eager to check this out. I got sick of waiting for some company to release this officially in a good edition, a good widescreen edition. So I just got this, I don't know, potentially gray markety kind of copy of Blood Beach. Just so I could have the movie in my collection. You know, it's one of those old slashery kind of films, even though it's more of a monstery slashery kind of film, that I didn't own, and I wanted to own it. So I just went ahead and grabbed this. If it comes out in a nice widescreen edition from some boutique label at some point, I will definitely get it. But in the meantime, this will have to do. I got this out-of-print Code Red DVD of Soul Survivor because I needed to upgrade this Vestron VHS that I've had for a while. That's a fun, as it says, before Final Destination, there was Soul Survivor, a earlier take on that kind of idea. And from Blue Underground, I got The Lift. This movie was remade by the same director as, well, it was known as two different titles. One was The Shaft, but essentially a killer elevator movie. I haven't seen the original, but I have seen the remake. So grab that. And again, Halloween time, anthology horror. I wanted to go ahead and pick this one up. I've wanted to buy this forever, but I had missed out on the special edition Blu-ray with a ton of special features and the CD soundtrack. So I said, heck with it. I'm just going to go on eBay and find a copy. Tales of Halloween. This has a Blu-ray, DVD, bonus feature disc, and soundtrack CD, so 4 discs. And one of the bonuses is a lot more short films, I guess things that were submitted for the movie that weren't in the movie. But yeah, lots of extras. So I'm hoping to get this in my Halloween viewing. Okay, so next, Target had a buy two get two sale, and those sales are generally kryptonite for me, and I got a lot. I'm going to show all the boutique and special stuff here. Then later on in the video, when I show everything else, I'll show everything else that I got from the Target sale that was just VHS upgrades and whatnot. Things that, weren't, Synapse or Scream Factory or what have you. But speaking of Synapse, so from the Target sale, picked up Watch Me When I Kill. And I did not have Basket Case 2 or 3. I only own the first one, so went ahead and grabbed those. Also from Synapse. And Synapse DVD, I got Stepfather 2. And I can't own Part 2 without owning Part 1. So, from Scream Factory, actually this one says Shout Factory, got the first Stepfather movie. Okay, so also from Scream/Shout Factory, I got the Rec collection, all 4 films. And fortunately, I only had one of them, the first one, on a DVD that I can get rid of because there's nothing on here that's not on here. So upgraded that one and got the other 3. And I've had my eye on this for a long time. Finally getting it. Got the double feature of Love at First Bite and Once Bitten. And it's one of those convenient double features that actually upgrades both films that I had on VHS. Some Shout Select titles. I got City Slickers 2, Legend of Curly's Gold, VHS upgrade. Penelope Spheris' Dudes. Upgrading VHS. State and Maine, another Shout Select. Just upgrading VHS. Twins. Yep, just upgrading VHS. Body Parts. This is the one I got confused with Body Bags. This one I did have on VHS that I'm upgrading. Zombie High. Upgrading VHS. And Bless the Child from Scream Factory, upgrading VHS. Indicator. Got some Indicator films that were on the Target sale. The Batwoman. Looks silly, fun, and, well, super heroic, so kind of couldn't pass it up. Get movie and a book in there. Kind of looking forward to watching that. Phantom of the Monastery, a 1934 Mexican horror film. It's Phantom of the Monastery. Sounds like a horror film. I was very intrigued. Got it. A Time for Dying. A Bud Boddicker Western. Not with Randolph Scott, but still a Bud Boddicker Western. So, definitely wanted to grab that. And a movie I've wanted to see a long time. This and the remake, Bartleby. I haven't seen either, but I want to. Based on a Herman Melville story that I really enjoy. About an employee who just refuses to leave his job. Anytime the boss would say something, he would just say, "I would prefer not to." Boss says, "Leave. I would prefer not to." When I went to the Herman Melville house in Massachusetts, in the gift shop, I bought a shirt that said, "I'd prefer not to." So, yeah, that's fun. If you ever get a chance, read it. It's a short story. Bartleby. It's called Bartleby the Scrivener. Got one Kino from the Target sale, and that is The Lawyer. I heard good things about this. Barry Newman. I got a SRS, I think shot on video film, Vicious Sweet. Got a Fun City edition at the Target sale, a Bad Company, a Western. If it's a Western, if I'm weighing whether or not I should buy a film, if one of the questions is it a Western, and the answer is yes, then I buy it. Now we're getting into some Mill Creek. Got a bunch of the retro VHS style, but I got a couple that I don't think were given that treatment, but they're still Mill Creek. Like Cocktail, which is a VHS upgrade. And Dick Tracy, which I've actually never owned, I'm surprised to say. These next two, I think, did have the retro VHS slip covers, but mine don't. Gorillas in the Mist and Skin Deep. And this one is a VHS upgrade. But then these all have the slipcover. So The Cure, which is a VHS upgrade. And The Paper, same thing. Gold Diggers, The Secret of Bear Mountain, which is a fun little film. Problem Child. Sheena. Shadowlands, which I swore I owned, but I did not. And Stop, or My Mom Will Shoot. One that I, upon checking, am amazed that I've never watched. So I'll have to fix that. From Doppelganger releasing, Summer of Fear, a Wes Craven TV film with Linda Blair. I've seen this. It's fun, but I'm upgrading a VHS. Here's a couple that are VHS upgrades of pretty common titles, but I got the 4Ks. So I Married an Axe Murderer. Upgrade. And Real Genius. Upgrade. From MVD Rewind, a Disturbing Behavior. No slipcover, but that's okay. Upgrade. And Bright Lights Big City with slipcover. Upgrade. From Vestron Collector's Series. This is number 6. Ken Russell's Lair of the White Worm. Upgrading this not so great looking VHS. I got 2 from the Paramount Presents series. I haven't owned any of these yet, but now I have 2 thanks to the Target sale, and these are the last 2 items I'm going to spotlight from the Target sale. First is Rough Cut, a Burt Reynolds, Leslie Ann Down, David Niven film. I really enjoy that they do this with their covers, but this one I got to upgrade a crappy looking VHS. And I got Elvis's King Creole. To upgrade VHS. Now, Kino Lorber had a sale again. And once again, got a lot of stuff. So let's take a look. Some general Kino and assorted stuff here. I got the Epic of Everest. I'm always interested in films where people are climbing dangerous high mountains like Everest. This is actually a 1924 documentary. From Kino Classics, I got Fritz Lang's Woman in the Moon, 1929 film. This one's from 1928, 13 Washington Square. From 1916, and I've actually seen this, but a 1916 version of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Always happy to grab silent films when I can. Tokyo Pop, which I got to upgrade VHS. Ornette, Made in America. This is actually an oscilloscope title, but they had it for sale. I am a fan of jazz. It's one of my many musical interests. Not my main one, but I have listened to Ornette Coleman before, so I thought it'd be interesting to watch a documentary with him. Not actually with him, but a documentary with him in it. From Code Red, Guyana, a Jim Jones based Jonestown Massacre based film. And Kino Classics, in association with the Library of Congress, we have Vitagraph Comedies. This is a bunch of short films, short comedy films from 1907 to 1922. And they list them on the inside here. You can see there are a lot of them included. So very happy to get that, to check out some really old silent short films. One Kino Cult, 1,000 Convicts and a Woman. Looked interesting. Then a whole bunch of Kino Lorber Studio Classics. We have a movie I watched a long time ago, Texas Across the River, Dean Martin, Alain Delon Western. Peter Ibbotson, I've seen this one too. Gary Cooper. Charles Bronson, The White Buffalo. I've watched this one before but never owned it, and I do tend to try to own Bronson films. On the Beach. I've seen this one too. Yeah, there was a nuclear war, and yeah, I can't remember the rest. It's been a long time since I watched this. Directed by Stanley Kramer, though. Yeah, the great cast: Gregory Peck, Ava Gardner, Fred Astaire, Anthony Perkins. Agatha Christie's The Mirror Cracked. Upgrading. (1998's) Out of Sight, which I got to upgrade. VHS. Richard Burton in Raid on Rommel. Another upgrade. Another Bronson, Rider on the Rain. Upgrade. The Red Ball Express, Jeff Chandler. Upgrade. Yeah, here's a stack with slipcovers. Crack in the World. A Planet in Trouble movie. It's up my alley. Looking forward to that. Monty Walsh, Western, of course. Lee Marvin. Double feature of Warner Oland Fu Manchu, Dr. Fu Manchu films. The Mysterious and the Return of. These are from 1929 and 1930 respectively. Circus of Horrors. Looked like a fun little horror film with some names I'm not quite familiar with, but that's okay. Submarine Command. I always enjoy a good submarine movie. I always enjoy a good people on a boat movie. Always enjoy a good movie with people on a boat versus people on a submarine movie. The House Before the Dawn. The Hour Before the Dawn. I got that because it has Veronica Lake, and I am a fan. Run Silent, Run Deep. Speaking of submarine films, World War II, Gable and Lancaster. VHS upgrade. The Lonely Man. Jack Palance with Anthony Perkins. And that is a Western from 1957. Another Western with Henry Fonda, Stranger on the Run. I think this might have been made for television, but don't quote me on that. Since I already own Monster Squad on DVD, I didn't get the special edition that had this documentary on it. So I just got this by itself because thankfully they put it out by itself. But this documentary is about the Monster Squad film. And so I'm sure I will enjoy it. Love Slaves of the Amazons. Kurt Siodmak has done a lot of fun films, so this looks like it may be another. Chuck Connors. Kill them all and come back alone. This an Enzo Castellari film. This is one that I thought I owned and even possibly had seen, but neither was true. So here it is, and hopefully I can watch that sometime soon. Journey to Shiloh, Western, 1968. Michael Sarrazin, James Caan. Now, it may surprise you to know that I've never seen this movie, and I've never owned it, but this is also the Blu-ray that held up my order for almost a month because they had to make more. Desperately Seeking Susan. Yep, I've never seen that. It's one of those 1980s staples that I just never got around to. Finally owning Charlie Varick. I've heard a lot of good stuff about this, so eager to watch this. Walter Matthau. Some Sissy Spacek. Raggedy Man. The Railway Children. Jenny Aguter's in this. Here's a movie that I don't think I knew existed. It's a film about an expedition that discovers some ape-like people called the Tropies, or the Troppies. And it has Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds in a movie where they find some mysterious people. That just looked too good to pass up. Skullduggery. Another Western, Rock Hudson, Dean Martin in Showdown. Here's the one DVD I got because I wanted to get the Blu-ray, but it was out of stock, so I didn't want to hold out my order, even though that ended up happening anyway with Desperately Seeking Susan, left me desperately seeking my order. So I opted to get this on DVD. Probably wouldn't have made a difference since I had to wait on Susan. But I got Last of the Dogmen on DVD because I wanted to upgrade a VHS. But anyway, doesn't matter. So that's the one DVD from the sale. I got The Trials of Oscar Wilde, 1960. The Secret of the Blue Room. I like the blue of the cover. This is a 1933 film. Looks intriguing. Got some more Claudette Colbert with The Gilded Lily. Fred MacMurray, Ray Milland. Another Claudette film here with No Time for Love, also with Fred MacMurray. Some more Veronica Lake, this time with Alan Ladd, combo that I always enjoy on screen. Saigon. Kirk Douglas in Lonely Are the Brave. Some more Claudette and Fred MacMurray. The Bride Comes Home. A double feature of TV movies. One is a sequel to the other. Fear No Evil and Ritual of Evil. Another TV, I believe, miniseries. SOS Titanic. So another Titanic film and one that I haven't seen. So I'm interested. Down to the last few. I got the Two Jakes. I believe this was a newer release to upgrade this VHS. That was the sequel to Chinatown. The Lords of Discipline, which I got to upgrade this. A William Castle film, Let's Kill Uncle. I've heard some good things. It looks fun. It's William Castle. The Amorous Adventures of Moll Flanders with Kim Novak from 1965. I've read the book Moll Flanders. And I've seen at least one other movie adaptation, possibly two, but definitely one I've seen. But here's another. And the final one to spotlight, and the final item from the Kino sale. Some more Fred MacMurray, but this time with Frances Farmer we have Exclusive. So there you have it. Everything I'm spotlighting this time around. Next, you'll see everything else I got at the Target sale that wasn't showcased here. And then everything else I picked up, which again is a lot. So go grab a snack and come on back. And as promised, here's everything else I got at the Target sale. Most of them are VHS upgrades. Some are just getting some newer films or completing a collection. which will then allow me to delete these VHS. From Groove, some items, most of them to upgrade VHS. And so these can be deleted from the collection. It was a good day at Goodwill. Found some Westerns. This one upgrading a VHS. Not a Western, but still fun. This one a Warner Archive, also not a Western, but considering September is Western month for me, sundown September, this was well timed. And then 3 from eBay. These 2 upgrading VHS. From Second and Charles, I was able to upgrade these 3 Westerns from VHS and also get these 2. Couple DVDs to upgrade some VHS. From Goodwill, another trip to Second and Charles to do some VHS upgrading. Got these titles, and all but about 4 or 5 of these are VHS upgrades. Did get 1 Criterion and 1 Warner Archive. And so that means these VHS can leave the collection. From eBay, some VHS upgrades. Some more Second and Charles pickups. I got these 5 to upgrade VHS. And then I also got this one. And for the Halloween season, I was in the mood for some anthology films. So I already have VHS 1, so I got part 2. I already have Viral, so I went ahead and got the next ones. Found this triple feature of $94, $99, and $85. Cheaper than buying all 3 separately. And VHS Beyond. And I also picked up the anthology film Southbound. From an antique mall, I got a couple of DVDs, but I also found a VHS that is not on disc. And even though I'm upgrading VHS left and right, if it only exists on VHS, I will get it. And this is a TV miniseries that, to my knowledge, is only on VHS, so pick that up as well. 1 title from eBay, and then a few from Second and Charles, and I did some VHS upgrading. Went to 2 different Goodwills, got some things, including this top row of television, and then, of course, movies, some of which VHS upgrades. One Vault Series title. And this box of films, this was only $2. And with those, I am upgrading, getting rid of these tapes and one redundant DVD. From eBay, a few DVDs to upgrade VHS, and got the 2 Terrifier movies I did not have because it's horror movie watching season. Couple items from eBay, with this one upgrading a VHS. More Second and Charles pickups, including these VHS upgrades. From eBay, some VHS upgrades. And 2 others. Second and Charles. I stumbled in on a really good day. Someone had just brought back a huge selection of classic films, old films. There's a few other things mixed in here, but I got a lot, including a lot of VHS upgrades. Some Bogart films. This is actually a collection of Hammer films, some adventure movies. Also in here, a couple of Olive titles. And then a small stack of Warner Archive. So definitely a good day. And so with that big haul, all of these VHS can leave the collection. From Second and Charles, these 2 upgrading VHS. Then from Walmart, found these in the $5 bin. And this one will upgrade this VHS. And if you do happen to see this one at Walmart in the $5 bin, it'll say it is not widescreen, but it is. So it's just misprinted. And then from eBay, the Squeeze. Some more from Walmart, including 1 VHS upgrade. From Goodwill, including 1 Warner Archive. And then from eBay, I got this to upgrade VHS. From Second and Charles today, some pickups, including a couple VHS upgrades, one of which is one of the 2 Criterions that I picked up. From Goodwill, From an antique mall, some DVDs, including some VHS upgrades. From a Goodwill, some DVDs, including these 3 VHS upgrades. From an antique mall. And out of this batch, these 4 VHS will be deleted. Some eBay pickups to upgrade VHS. And these are the VHS that are being replaced. Extra for deletion. From eBay. From eBay. Some eBay pickups, including some VHS upgrades. From Goodwill, some DVDs, including this VHS upgrade. And from Second and Charles, I got this, actually a Kino Lorber disc, VHS upgrade, as well as this one. From a Goodwill, 1 VHS upgrade. From eBay. From eBay, some DVDs to upgrade some VHS. Okay, for this time around on the Pantheon, my list of favorite films of all time, being that it is the Halloween season, I picked 2 horror films to talk about briefly. Not a whole lot to say, but I did want to point out that these are 2 movies that I love. One from 1984, directed by Bruno Mattei, Rats, Night of Terror. This film is, it's post-apocalyptic in terms of when it's set. It's set in 225 AB after the bomb. A group of post-apocalyptic bikers discover an abandoned research laboratory filled with food, water, and thousands of rats. Yeah. So it's, rats going after these people to kill them, eat them, terrorize them. And the this is a film that I love because not only do I love films like this where animals attack and all that stuff, but this film's rat budget didn't produce a whole lot more than, just some real rats and some fake rats and a lot of people acting like they're being attacked. And the dialogue in this is at times hysterically funny. not on purpose. But this is just a really good time if you want to watch a kind of silly but still kind of spooky, uh, post-apocalyptic murdering rat movie. this this is a fun one. So yeah, Rats Night of Terror. This is a Blue Underground DVD, also available on Blu-ray and probably 4K at this point. But I've had this a long time. I originally had the VHS, I believe. But Rats Night of Terror, 1984. Check it out. And this is my Scorpion disc of 1977's Rituals. This is a film that stars Robin Gamble, Ken James, Gary Reinke, Murray Westgate, Jack Creeley, Michael Zenon, but also Lawrence Dane and Hal Holbrook. Directed by Peter Carter. A group of guys. I think they're all doctors. At least some of them are doctors. At any rate, they have this trip that they take out into the wilderness, and this time around things aren't so great. This is kind of like if you took Deliverance and injected a slasher film into it, where people are stalked and some people are killed. Some people are injured and they have to try to deal with trying to get out of the forest with injured people. But there's a killer out there. It's just a really fun film that when I first heard of it and first saw it, I think it was probably some low quality version somewhere. I don't remember where I first watched it, but so glad that this eventually ended up on Blu-ray, and I would recommend that you check this out. Nice Halloween watch. So there are just two quick horror movies that are on my list of favorite films of all time to recommend during this wonderful season, this favorite month of mine, my favorite holiday, Halloween, scary stuff, spooky stuff. Let's go. This time around on the bookshelf, I have two to show you. One is actually a sequel to a book I showed you not that long ago. A few videos back, I showed you this book, A Vault of Horror, a book of 80 great or not so great British horror movies from 1956 to 1974, and they have printed a sequel, also by Keith Topping, as the first one was. This one is a book of 58 great and not so great British horror films. This one is 1956 to 1978, so widening the range there a little bit. Return to the Vault of Horror. So again, this is a book that goes through films, British horror films, one by one. First one in the book to here is X the Unknown. Gives you all of the vital statistics, so to speak, the actor, director, the plot, the themes, and all sorts of other information, so that when you sit down to watch the film, you can have this as your companion to learn more about the film. That is, if you feel like something a little more in-depth than Wikipedia, perhaps. But, so great little guides, both of these. But they have put out another one. So if you're into British horror, like I have been in the past year, these are fun. Second one that I grabbed from Amazon recently, one of the books that they'll print for you when you order it. A little book called The All Night Video Guide to Slashers, 70s and 80s by Rob Fries. Um, Took a chance on this, and it's pretty much what I was expecting. It's, someone going one by one through slasher movies of the 70s and 80s and talking about them, giving an opinion on them. Um, and the little reviews aren't that long, so you can buzz through quite a few in the sitting. And of course, a lot of the common titles, but also it has a decent bit of a deep dive. Um, so nothing completely surface level, so that's good. But this is also good for me to read through and catch any that I've maybe forgotten that I haven't watched yet. I have quite a few books on slasher films, um, but this is just a nice casual read. The All Night Video Guide, Slasher Movies 70s and 80s, available at Amazon. Or who knows where else, I don't know. But, there you go. So, that's all for this video. Everyone have a great Halloween, and until next time, everyone, enjoy your movies.